John Donch is a beloved multi-talented athlete and coach who has spent the majority of his life as one of California's legendary high school throws coaches, specializing in shot put and discus. The John Donch legacy began back in 1964 when Father George retired from the Air Force. Although East Coasters, George had been stationed at Travis Air Force Base in the early 1950s and liked Sacramento so much they made the move and landed right here in Rancho Cordova. The family consisted of George, Mother Irene, John, and two sisters, Susan and Therese. John attended Cordova Gardens Elementary, St. John Vianney, then on to Mills Junior High, and like many Rancho Cordova families, all the Donch kids graduated from Cordova High. John began gravitating toward sports at an early age. Turns out he was pretty good at it, too. He first burst onto the local scene in 1974. John helped the Cordova Lancers to an 11-0 record on a ball club that helped begin Cordova's decade of football dominance in the 1970s. Starring as a tough defensive end and playing center on offense, John was named first-team All-City by the Sacramento Bee. During school, John was named Outstanding Senior and Most Likely to Succeed. And for good reason. Smart and likable, this guy always seemed to be enjoying himself no matter where he was on campus, as John's years at Cordova were punctuated with activities. From there, John parlayed a degree from UC Davis in biochemistry and worked as an optical technician for a few years before he turned to a lifelong passion, coaching. And so it is that over the next 25 years, John Donch began to leave his mark. First up was his alma mater, Cordova High School. Then it was on to Bishop Minot and Christian Brothers, where he taught and coached for several years. Oak Ridge, Folsom, and Vista del Lago soon followed. As the league and individual championships began to roll in, John Donch became known as one of the most inspirational coaches in the greater Sacramento area, if not the state. He shared his expertise year after year at the Ironwood Throwing Development Camp in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. In the throwing world of track and field, John's charisma and credo of putting kids first became legendary as he coached thousands of student athletes, including Olympians Jillian Camarina Williams and Susie Powell out of UCLA, just to name a few. There was never an athlete too old or young for John Donch to coach. Kids like Caitlin Miller, who, by the way, today is a college senior studying to become an airline pilot. One of the drills still in use today is called the Nickerson Discus Throw Drill, named after Cordova's Steve, Ed, and Karen Nickerson. Olympian John Powell took notice, seen here in the following video demonstrated by Karen Nickerson.
When I had problems with my technique, I found that sometimes by going through the movement backwards, it gave me the seeds to the solution of what I was looking for. So for example, the way I developed the left leg drive out of the back and trying to keep it low to the ground, and all of that evolved from the fact of doing the movement backwards. So here we have Karen doing the movement backwards, and she does it quite well. So sometimes, as I said, when you've got problems doing it frontwards or forwards, you'll find that when you have to take the time to analyze what you're doing in order to hit the positions to do it backwards, that this will teach you or show you some of the areas that you need to work on when you do it forward.
John suffered a debilitating stroke in 2005, but that didn't stop him as he continued to coach throws at Vista del Lago. But one of John's greatest joys was coaching his niece, Colleen, at Oak Ridge High School. Colleen thrilled her uncle when, back in 2005, she set the school's all-time record in shot put and discus, records that still stand today. Today, John calls Folsom, California home, where he continues to help coach at Vista del Lago and Folsom High as time permits. John Donch, congratulations on your induction into the Rancho Cordova Sports Hall of Fame.